Well, Blundell Arms has played a very significant part in my life. I'm the organiser of the Bothy Folk Club, which met there for 38 years. I mean, the Bothy itself is one of the oldest running folk music clubs in this country, if not indeed the world. The upstairs room was ours every Sunday night. The acoustics were brilliant. It had a big chapel, sort of vaulted roof, and we could get 100 people in there, and often did. In the heyday of folk music revival, you know, we had all the big names. But I met my wife there, for example, and the Bothy was a lot more than just a weekly club. We're a community, and we're a community, I think, primarily because the Blundell.
Where did we go when we want a birthday party? The function room in the Blundell was massive. It was famous for years for hosting the Bothy Folk Club, and now we can't use it. There's nowhere for a christening. There's nowhere for a wedding. There's nowhere for a birthday. I met my wife in there. Do you know what I mean? Where are my kids going to meet their future girlfriends? Sorry, compose myself. But it's such a great idea. The potential is endless, and it's not for me to say it could be this. It's for people in the community to say what it could be. It's just for me to make that happen through the people here and the team and the plans that we've got, the government funding that we've got available to us, the funding we can get from the lottery, the funding we can get for rebuilding the building, the workmen that have offered to do work for us. It's just marvellous, you know, the way community have come together and can come together to make something special. If we act now, you give people that come along later that need a bit more persuasion, the ones that don't believe it can happen, start to believe it can happen. It snowballs. You know, we need people at the beginning to say, you know, that's a good idea. It's no risk to me. I'm putting £250 in. I can have it back whenever I like. If I leave it in for 3 years, I get half it back in the form of social investment tax relief. You get 3% part of the profits. And if you invest before the 13th of November, you get a name on a marble plaque on a brick outside the Blundell Arms, and you recognise the founder shareholder of the first community benefit society owned free house in Blundell.
My role at the moment is that I work as an Admiral nurse, which is a dementia specialist nurse, and what I'd really like to bring to the Blundell Arms when we're successful is regain that sense of community, provide an environment where families living with dementia can come to, feel supported, feel safe, reduce that social isolation that can quite often occur. Help maintain the mental health of not only people living with dementia but also the family members that are caring for them, just through that support network and that ability to leave the house and maintain a healthy social life. I think for people that know the pub and know the area and have walked past it recently, it looks like it's mission impossible. I just like to stress that actually it's very, very achievable. We are very confident that we can raise the funds. We've got a lot of community people and local businesses that are willing to support us, are willing to provide services for free. So absolutely we can achieve this, and I'm very confident we will achieve this.
Brothers had a soft spot for it. We've had gigs at the Blundell, and also they've let us play in the function room to practice, and I was really sad when I saw that it seemed to be hitting its demise. So I thought, well, and also, you know, I've been aware that some of the kind of major iconic pubs in Southport have gone by the wayside in recent years, and I really thought, you know, if we can do something to stem the tide and perhaps restore part of the kind of heritage and the cultures of the local community, it'd be really, really good. Yeah, I think we've got to be flexible, we've got to be very focused on what the community needs, and continually kind of, I suppose, assessing if we're delivering what people actually need in terms of it being more than a pub.
Basically buy shares in ownership of their own community pub, and also to support us in finalising what that pub will be. What is it that the community wants? It's not just a place for people to go drink in. We're looking for ideas of what is the community missing. There's not a great deal of resources in the area, so what is it that we can provide?
Well, I think also we need to kind of diversify. We may be able to put on a food bank, mother and toddlers group. I think there's lots and lots of things that potentially it could lend itself to.
And I've seen it succeed in other parts of the country. I don't know of any other community pub in this part of the world, for example. So it will be a real first for this area if this project succeeds. Well, it provided a platform for us, and I think the loss of the Blundell as, for example, a pub, a performance area, a community space, for example, would be a tragedy. As I say, it played a very significant part in our history, and in a way, I wish it still did.